Number 5, Magical Mystery Tour. A 1967 musical film directed by the Beatles. The film follows the band and a group of eccentric characters as they embark on a surreal bus journey through the English countryside. The film was released to mixed reviews and was considered a commercial failure upon its initial release. Positive aspects of the film include its iconic songs, psychedelic visuals, and whimsical tone that captures the spirit of the 1960s counterculture movement. Negative aspects include the film's disjointed plot, lack of character development, and poor initial reception. Overall, the film is a flawed but fascinating work that captures the spirit of the Beatles' experimental phase in the late 1960s and will appeal to fans of the band and the psychedelic era. Number 4, Let It Be. A 1970 film that documents the Beatles' rehearsals and recording sessions for their final studio album. The film captures the band's chemistry and camaraderie. The recording engineer is shown arranging parts of Let It Be in a super-casual way, highlighting the band's experimental and collaborative approach to music making. The film documents the writing and recording of the album, providing insight into the band's creative process and the evolution of their sound. While the film does portray some of the band's tensions and conflicts, it is a milder film than its reputation suggests, and it ultimately celebrates the Beatles' musical legacy. Overall, Let It Be provides a fascinating and authentic glimpse into the Beatles' creative process and dynamic, and it is an essential document of the band's final days together. Number 3, Help. A 1965 British musical comedy adventure film directed by Richard Lester and starring the Beatles. The film is a gem of British surrealist comedy that showcases the Beatles' musical talent and energy. The film's 7 main songs formed the first side of the British release of the Help album, and they are some of the band's most iconic songs. The film's tongue-in-cheek humor and silly plot make it a fun and entertaining watch. Some critics have criticized the film's problematic backdrop and lack of characterization for the Beatles' characters, and the film's plot can be seen as nonsensical and lacking in coherence. Overall, Help is a fun and entertaining film that showcases the Beatles' musical talent and humor, and it will appeal to fans of the band and fans of classic cinema. Number 2, Yellow Submarine. What a masterpiece of cinema. Who doesn't love a movie that's basically a feature-length acid trip? The animation is so trippy and psychedelic that you'll feel like you're on drugs even if you're not. You'll be humming the songs for days afterwards. Yellow Submarine is a classic film that showcases the Beatles' musical talent and creativity. The animation is innovative and visually stunning, and the film's message of peace and love is timeless. It has been credited with giving rise to modern animation and has influenced many animated shows and movies. The film has been restored and re-released to huge acclaim, and it is still considered a timeless pop art animated masterpiece. It's a must-see for any Beatles fan or anyone who appreciates surrealism and experimental cinema. Number 1, A Hard Day's Night. Wow! What a cinematic masterpiece. I mean, who doesn't love a movie that's basically a feature-length music video? The plot is so deep and complex that you'll be pondering its meaning for days afterwards. The Beatles' acting is so nuanced and subtle that you'll forget they are even in the movie. A Hard Day's Night is a classic film that showcases the Beatles' musical talent and humor. The film's soundtrack features some of the Beatles' most iconic songs, including the title track, Can't Buy Me Love, and I Should Have Known Better. Some reviewers have criticized the film's lack of plot and character development, but they are old men who eat tapioca. The film's message of youthful rebellion and individuality resonated with audiences then and now. It's a must-see for any Beatles fan or anyone who appreciates classic cinema.